She's playing with Kournikova, and now Novotna playing with Seles. Of course, Novotna and Hingis playing together last year, winning 3 majors together.
And they will play the rest of the year together. Novotna didn't know she was coming down here till 2.5 weeks ago.
6-all tiebreak first set.
You've got Monica Seles, again, playing with Novotna, obviously the Wimbledon champion. Novotna usually plays with Martina Hingis right there, as Patrick mentioned, but Hingis and Kournikova had made the commitment about 2.5 months ago because Novotna wasn't coming down.
So there it is. So set point now for Novotna and Seles serving for it. Hingis, as we mentioned, winning the Grand Slam in doubles last year, won here with Mariana Lucic, and then won the rest of the 3 with this woman, Jana Novotna. So set point, Novotna serving. That's Martina Hingis at her best.
Hingis on the backhand side, Patrick, just works magic. She won Wimbledon when she was 15.5 with Elena Sokova. She never, or very, very seldom, if ever, misses a return, and Monica Seles leaves the line open, but Hingis can do anything. Cross-court, lob, middle, down the line.
7-all. Jana Novotna winning 73 doubles titles in her career. Martina Hingis already with 20. A lot of doubles titles out here in this court. Kournikova with a big return on the forehand.
And Kournikova has only served a couple of double faults in this match, 2. And that's been something that we've been fascinated with during this Australian Open.
So now set point for Hingis Kournikova. 8-7. And another big return, this time from Monica Seles.
Well, it's typical, Patrick, that we're going to see a lot of breaks, not only mini breaks in this tiebreak, but you're going to see breaks of serve because you've got wonderful returners out there. And in the case of Seles, she's not a natural doubles player. Doesn't serve volley a lot of times.
She has won 6 doubles titles in her career, though, Monica Seles. The only title she won last year was with Kournikova. That's why I say it's tough for me to keep track of who's playing with who in the women. They seem to jump around a lot.
Well, in the case of Monica Seles, she's really never had a steady partner because she doesn't play consistently on the tour. So it's a case of showing up at a tour stop and picking up somebody.
So now another set point for the Seles Novotna team. Seles to serve. She's got to serve to Martina Hingis, who's made Pam 96% of her returns.
Wouldn't we all like to do that in a doubles match?
Well, guys, I guess that's why she's probably the, as you intimated, Pam, the weakest of the doubles players, electing to stay back there.
But still, Monica's so tough in doubles. I played her a number of times, and just the return alone is rough. I played her at Wimbledon just about 2.5 years ago, and my partner and I won 9-7 in the third, and to serve to Monica Seles is just a nightmare. 9
points all now. The players switch ends. Unbelievable crowd out here on court 1. Absolutely jam-packed for this 3rd round women's doubles match. And it hurts Monica staying back on the serve. Good return from Kournikova. Hingis Kournikova, the 3rd seeded team here. Novotna Seles seeded number 12.
Well, now we'll see how the pressure late in a tiebreak, how the serve holds up from Kournikova. Still only 2 double faults, but in a singles match earlier this week, 32 double faults, and she won the match.
Set point. And they finally sneak it out as Novotna misses her favorite shot, the backhand volley in net. So Hingis Kournikova win it 11-9 in the tiebreak. Little bonus coverage of women's doubles out here, thanks to the Yarra River in Melbourne.
ESPN2's exclusive coverage of the Australian Open, brought to you by Pacific Life. Strength, knowledge, experience. Use the power of the Pacific.
Welcome back to our live coverage from Down Under, the first Grand Slam of the year, and from Melbourne Park. And so much action today. We've already seen a couple unseeded players come through on the men's side. And just moments ago on court 3 in the ladies singles, Dominique Van Roos in the far end of your court taking on Sanchez Lorenzo from Spain. And this is set point, Pam, for Van Roos' first set.
Well, Van Roos, the 11th seed from Belgium, did well here getting to quarters a couple of years ago. only seed in her part of the draw. Sanchez Lorenzo put out Novotna in the last round and also put out Jennifer Capriati.
Van Roos always seems to play her best down here. She wins the first set 6-2. And she's up 1-love in the second set. So let's update the women's draw as we look at the top section of the draw. Of course, right there on top, Lindsay Davenport, who I think, Pam, is still the favorite to win this.
Oh, absolutely. On her form, winning in Sydney last week, takes on a qualifier. She'll then play, if she wins that match, Venus Williams. You've got the match we just saw there, Van Roos, Sanchez Lorenzo battling through to play Maresmo. A great opportunity for someone to get through to their first ever Grand Slam semifinal. And the bottom half, Patrick, is so tough.
Well, that's stacked, isn't it? Seles and Testude, who had that great win over Serena Williams. Steffi Graf looking good. Mary Pierce, Kournikova. That may be the match of the day tomorrow. Amanda Kutzer and Martina Hingis. Hingis certainly the favorite there. Martina Hingis here in action in doubles. And Monica Seles as well. We pick it up early in the second set. First set again to the Hingis-Kournikova team. 11-9 in the tiebreak. Deuce, first game. Second set.
Well, we've yet to see Monica Seles at net, except when her partner Novotna is serving, and that is really tough for Novotna. She's used to having a partner who's at net beside her, and you can see Novotna there trying to make a move and then getting caught. Kournikova with a winner up the middle.
Break point, Hingis-Kournikova. And see there the hesitation from Novotna, not knowing where her partner is. So the Hingis-Kournikova team get the early break in the second set. Packed court. One action out here. Live coverage from the Australian Open when we come back to Melbourne.
You're planning for the future.
One, Hingis serving up a set and a break.
And Patrick, I'm really surprised. It must have been because of the sun that Monica Seles started things off here in the second set serving. You'd think Jana Novotna, the natural doubles player, the serve volleyer, but a lot of times in Australia, lefty-righty, you'll change things up.
Just overhitting with that forehand, Monica.
And since Monica and Martina Hingis are both in the bottom half of the women's draw, they both play singles tomorrow. Seles yesterday with a scare against Sabine Appelmans, winning 6-4 in the third set. Hingis with an easy 6-1, 6-2 win over young Australian 15-year-old Jelena Dakic. So Hingis would be a little more rested than Monica Seles. But that's what she does best. She steps in and she gives it a blast up the center. Monica Seles was watching, actually, Mary Jo Fernandez and Steffi Graf play last night live on the center court because Monica Seles and Mary Jo Fernandez are very good friends, Fed Cup teammates.
30-15.
40-15.
Don't forget Kournikova, of course, will be in action tomorrow against Mary Pierce. It'd be good for her to get some more match play, Kournikova, with all the problems she's had with the serve that we've been talking about, to get out there and practice it in a match setting.
Here, Kournikova with the yours.
Yeah, definitely be saying that quite often. So an easy hold for Hingis-Kournikova, solidifying the break up 2-love. College football continues on ESPN with the Hooters Hula Bowl on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Some of the nation's top college football seniors showcase their talents. Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams from UT will be there. And more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com, 4 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, the Hula Bowl. There's a packed stadium on court 1.
I'll tell you, anywhere Kournikova plays, the people who watch, same demographics who will probably watch the Hooters Hula Bowl. I'll tell you what, the other day in a singles match, Kournikova, I'd say out of 10 people, 9 were males.
That's good. We need those youngsters watching tennis, Pam. We definitely need that.
15.
Kournikova popular wherever she plays in the world, and Seles that time taking the volley in the middle.
Monica Seles, her popularity here is huge as well, and doesn't hurt by the fact that she's never lost a match here in singles.
31 straight matches, 4 straight titles.
I get the sense that Novotna may be a little frustrated now, having to do a lot of the work, with Seles not helping out that much in net. 15-30.
I saw Novotna lose the other day to Sanchez Lorenzo, and she was not playing well, looked unhappy. Novotna's not been down here in 4 years because rebound ace does not suit women who like to come to net. It's a very tough surface.
That's where Monica's sort of outclassed with the competition she's up against here. The Kournikova and Hingis, both with excellent hands at net.
Look at the way Hingis covered the one in the middle from Novotna. That was the key. Hingis has wonderful instincts, knows when to cover the middle, when to cover wide.
Break point. And that one flies long, and judging from the look of Gunnar Novotna, we may not see her back down in Australia for a few more years. Doesn't look too happy. Set and 2 breaks to Hingis Kournikova. Anna Kournikova serving with new balls.
Only 2 double faults so far.
Actually, it's been a sort of a lackluster day as far as the competitiveness of the matches that we've had so far today, Pam, both on the men's side and the women's as well.
See Kournikova pretty happy with a 3/4 pace serve, even half pace serve. I think that's what she started to do yesterday in her singles match, only serving 4 double faults in the second set and only 1 in the third against Andrea Glass. You can see that serve, Patrick. That is nowhere near the racket speed that she usually gets. Kournikova got the semifinals of Wimbledon a year and a half ago, and at Lipton last year beat 4 straight top 10 players.
On the way to the finals there, where Venus Williams beat her. Well, that's what Monica does best, is good return, and then that kick spin lob, she's able to hold it with the 2 hands on both sides.
Novotna was injured some in the fall, missed some of her beloved indoor events, so decided to come down here and try and pick up some computer points. Won a couple of rounds here, but as we mentioned, just not happy on rebound. Ace doesn't know whether to come to net, stay back, do a little bit of both.
She really looks out of sorts, doesn't she, that match losing to Sanchez Lorenzo. She completely out of it. There's double fault number 3 for Kournikova.
In case people didn't see some of the Kournikova faults earlier in the tournament, sometimes they would actually bounce on her side of the net. The thing that's so impressive about Martina Hingis is she knows exactly where to place the ball, and you just feel like when she goes back for it, there's no shades of gray. She's 100% sure where it's going to go. This thing reacts well, and right down the middle, she knows that's the right shot.
Her instincts are amazing. That's a great doubles player, of course, Pam, that you were winning so many Grand Slams. Is that just natural to be able to know where to put the ball at the right time?
Well, I think it is natural, but I also think that Melanie Molitor, her mom and coach, has helped as we see the replay of Novotna's forehand screamer up the middle. But Hingis played a lot of doubles when she was a kid, a lot of practice sets in doubles.
And she really uses these events to just continue to practice to play doubles, and she doesn't have to go out there and grind away on the practice court.
Well, obviously, because the women play 2 out of 3, it's a lot easier for the women to play the doubles in the majors. Very few of the top men play, except for Kafelnikov.
And Rafter, Bjorkman also. They're still in doubles here, Rafter, Bjorkman. Oh, good hands from the Hingis Kournikova. Having a good time, as always, Martina Hingis.
Little chip return. That's unlucky, really, with a net cord. Gives Hingis the opening. And look how well they're already moving as a team. Playing just for the first time in a major.
Game point.
I'll tell you what, last year, Patrick, when Hingis won with Mirjana Lucic, Lucic did not have a doubles ranking. They had to get a wild card to get into the draw. Hingis was the defending champion. It had won it with, I think, Zvereva the year before. And Hingis goes on to win with someone who'd basically never won a match on the women's tour in doubles before, and who was 16 years of age.
I wonder how many she's won since then. Mirjana Lucic didn't play too much the rest of the year. There's a double fault from Kournikova, the complete miss hit.
Well, and you can imagine Lucic comes back this year, doesn't have Hingis, loses first round, so her ranking is heading south.
Break point. So another good return from Seles. A couple double faults from Kournikova, not helping their cause, but they're still up a break here in the second set. Pacific Life Tournament summary, looking for another. 5 former champions still alive in both the men's and women's. Hingis, Seles, Pierce, Graf, and Agassi. Men's draw, only Mark Philippoussis has been to a Grand Slam final in the bottom part of the draw, and the Americans doing pretty well. 3 Americans left on the men's side, and also 3 women left, the most of any country here at the Australian Open. That's the Pacific Life Tournament summary for this Australian Open. Back now to live action. Hingis Kournikova up 3-1 second set.
Well, here you've got all three of the four players in net. Hingis works her way to net and then picks off the Seles down the line. Again, the instincts, we've talked about it. Nobody better.
Love 15. Is this the right strategy for Seles, Pam, to stay back? Is she just that much a fish out of water if she tries to serve and volley because the returns are so good?
Well, you know, having not seen the beginning of the match, I don't know whether she was stung by serving and volleying, but she should at least mix it up.
Again, Hingis closing the net off. Love 30 now.
Well, and you wonder if Novotna should say, hey, let's give it a whirl. Go ahead and serve volley. Use your slice down the middle. Try and get Kournikova to take the offhand, the left hand off, and hit a one-handed return. That's where the lefty serve here should help Seles. She did try that there. Well, that's more what Monica Seles is comfortable with, taking a short ball and just blasting it cross court. You still see her not wanting to serve volley, but she'll come in on the next shot.
Good swinging serve into the body there. Jam Kournikova, 15-30.
A lot of flies here in Melbourne. If you watched the President's Cup, you saw the golfers having trouble.
Well, how about that? A winner return, and she wasn't even coming to net. Unbelievable return here from Hingis. Couple break points for Hingis Kournikova. Novotna Seles yet to hold in this second set.
First seed in the ladies' doubles is Davenport and Zvereva. They're still in it.
And there's the game. So Hingis Kournikova go up break again with the double break, 4-1. They won the first set 7-6. Not going to be able to stay with the completion of this match, unfortunately, but it certainly looks like Hingis Kournikova. Let's send it back over to our man in charge, Cliff Drysdale.
Thank you very much, Patrick. That closes out this Sunday afternoon here in Australia. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, ESPN 2, Pierce Kournikova. Then you've got Seles, Graf, Hingis in the men. Todd Martin, Yevgeny Kafelnikov, Andre Agassi will take on Vince Spady. It's a match that I don't think he's looking that much forward to, but he's the top seed left here at the Australian Open. Big, great tournament so far. In fact, she beat the fourth seed Sanchez Vicario in the second round, but it was not to be for her today. Steffi Graf looking very solid all tournament long. An easy winner, 47 minutes, 6-1, 6-1. Graf is through. Who does she play now? The answer in just a second. Monica Seles took on Sandrine Testou de France, the number 14 seed. Seles seeded 6th. This is match point. Seles won the first set easily 6-love, and the second 6-3. Monica Seles will take on Steffi Graf for a place in the semi-finals at the Australian this year. Good day, mates, from down under. Cliff Drysdale alongside Patrick McEnroe. Patrick Rafter is gone. Mark Philippoussis is gone. Who is this guy Enquist? Today, Steffi Graf, 4-time champion here in Australia. She took on Barbara Schett, who had taken out Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, the number 4 seed in the tournament. Looking good.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that this would be a tough match, but Steffi was in control from the get-go, and she never relinquished that control. Beautiful topspin lob there.
6-1 first set.
Second set, much of the same, Cliff. Match point. This match taking just 45 minutes for Steffi to wrap it up, 6-1 and 6-1. So she moves on into the quarterfinals. Down under.
Steffi Graf looking very confident. What kind of a match do you expect with Monica Seles, Steffi?
You know, we've had some very close ones, especially if I look back in the championships just like 2 months ago in New York when I won a close 3-setter. But it's sure we've had so many incredible matches over the years, so I very much hope it's going to be another good one.
They played each other so many times, and so many of them have been in finals as well. Ever since the stabbing of Seles all those years ago, Graf has won all three. That was back in '93 when that happened.
Played in 6 Grand Slam finals against each other, 3 apiece. And they'll battle again here.
He came into this event so inspired and so ready is out at the expense of Vince Spady. Agassi's history here at Melbourne Park.
Now, how about this section of the draw now? Tommy Haas through in straight sets over Santoro. 2 youngsters, Haas the German, Spady the American.
Who are you picking in this one?
I think I like Haas in that, to be honest. No offense to the way Spady played. I think Haas has a little more variety, and he's going to make Spady hit a lot more different shots than Agassi did in this match.
That is the general consensus around here. Germany's #1 player looking good in the top section. Back in a minute. ESPN 2's exclusive coverage of the Australian Open is brought to you by Just for Men, the leader in men's hair coloring. Blends away. Welcome back, everybody. This is live coverage of the Australian Open from Melbourne, down under at Melbourne Park, where you have just seen the exit of Andre Agassi, the #5 seed, and the top-seeded player left going into the day in this championship. Plenty has happened so far today. Winners, Steffi Graf and Monica Seles as well. In the men's division, Tommy Haas of Germany is through. So it is going to be the USA's Vince Spady against Haas in the next round for a place in the semifinals. Now let's go to court 1, match point. It is Martina Hingis. There she is, the #2 seed in the tournament against Amanda Kutzer of South Africa.
5-1 in the third for Hingis.
Goes wide and Hingis wins it. She's in the last 8.
Tremendous tennis this match. Kutzer winning the second set in a tie break. It was a little touch and go in the beginning of the third, but Hingis, you can see the relief on her face, able to pull that match out 60.
Back with more.
Ever. I don't think from guys who have 2-handed backhands. I mean, you see guys going to the one-handed slice, but